If you recently inherited a home or you're planning ahead for your estate, you might be wondering what's the real difference between selling a home through probate versus through a trust here in Maryland. I'm Jeremy Weiss, a local real estate agent serving Anne Arundel County and Central Maryland, and today I'm going to walk you through the differences between probate and trust sales, especially in terms of the speed of the sale, the cost, and the stress involved. So, what is a probate sale? What is a probate sale? Let's begin with probate. In Maryland, if someone passes away without placing a home into a trust, that property generally goes through what's called the probate court system. Probate is the legal process of validating a will, settling debts, and distributing the assets. In Anne Arundel County and surrounding areas, this process can often take 6 months to well over a year, depending on how many heirs are involved, whether there are debts or disputes, and how busy the court system is. While the home is under probate, the court may need to approve the sale of the home, which can delay things further and add additional layers of paperwork and legal oversight. Now, this is not normally the case. Normally, we're actually able to sell homes when they're in the probate process. The only thing is, you can't touch the money. The money has to be placed into a separate account, and then once the estate is actually settled, then you're able to distribute the monies. But that's something for another session. Now, let's compare a estate sale with a trust sale. So if a home is held inside of a living trust or other type of similar, what they refer to as a revocable trust, the property is usually going to bypass the probate process altogether. A trust is something put together by a lawyer, and it defines exactly what happens to your property, your assets, and all of those things upon somebody's passing. This is done through the appointment of a trustee or a successor trustee. This person is appointed to act as the trustee upon the owner's passing, and they can often initiate the sale of a property directly without court approval. This means fewer delays, more privacy, and typically lower legal fees. In many cases, a trust sale can close in the normal time frame that it takes to sell real estate. This often helps the family because it's a major relief for them, especially if they need the funds from the sale of the home in order to perhaps pay for funeral expenses or other final expenses incurred by the decedent. Now let's talk about cost comparison, right? Because ultimately that's some of the driving factor. Probate usually is a more expensive process because going through the probate process involves court filing fees, executor and administration fees, and other legal costs that can end up stacking up over time. In addition to, while that property is going through the probate process, you still have to pay for the normal costs on the property, your property taxes, your utilities, all of those things, HOA fees, condo fees, anything like that. So those fees can end up stacking up. In contrast, if we have a trust sale, we're still going to have the normal closing costs, which you would have in either type of sale. So your closing costs, your escrow fees, your title fees, any real estate commissions, or anything like that. But you're going to avoid the probate-related expenses, and you're going to avoid the long-term carrying costs for that property. This can end up saving the family thousands or tens of thousands of dollars, especially in higher valued properties. So the question for you is, which method is the right method for you, right? Is the path of going down the probate route, is that path better for you? Or is the better path to get a trust set up to make things as efficient as possible? Making sure you select the right professionals to begin with, so real estate agents, attorneys, appraisers, and all of those things all know how to handle probate sales here in Maryland. But if you're planning ahead, that may be the better option. Placing your property into a trust can actually spare your family time, money, and stress down the road. After all, you know the saying, where there's a will, there's relatives. So getting that property into a trust dictates your wishes as after you pass, and will make the property pass on to your wishes as quick and as easy as possible. If you have questions about selling a home in probate, Or if you're a trustee needing help navigating your responsibilities, I'd be happy to connect. I work frequently with local attorneys, fiduciaries, and families throughout Central Maryland to help simplify the estate and probate property sale process. And we even have a process to help people if the property perhaps needs some repairs or some TLC to get it into shape to be able to sell for top dollar if that is what's needed. We're happy to help with anything that we possibly could. So please feel free to reach out and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, and then drop any questions or topics that you'd like us to cover down in the comment section. This is Jeremy Weiss with the Helpers Group, and we're here to help.